A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new. A quote by Jawaharlal Nehru that perfectly encapsulates his life and legacy. Born on the 14th of November in the year 1889, Jawaharlal Nehru's life journey began in the city of Allahabad, nestled in the heart of British India. The progeny of Motilal Nehru, a prominent lawyer, and Swarup Rani, Nehru's early years were shaped by a blend of traditional Indian culture and progressive Western education. His intellectual curiosity was nurtured in India, but it was in England where he further honed his knowledge. England, with its esteemed educational institutions, became his second home for several years. Upon his return to India, armed with a fresh perspective and a renewed sense of purpose, he plunged into the tumultuous waters of politics. Thus began the journey of a man who would go on to become one of the most influential figures in Indian history. Nehru's political career began in earnest when he joined the Indian National Congress in 1919. A young, fiery, and passionate Jawaharlal Nehru was swept up by the wave of nationalism that was surging through India. His father, Motilal Nehru, was already a prominent leader in the Congress, and it wasn't long before the younger Nehru began to make his mark. His rise through the ranks was swift. By the mid-1920s, Nehru had emerged as a key leader in the Congress. His charismatic persona, coupled with his eloquence and intellect, made him a popular figure, not just within the party, but among the masses as well. But perhaps the most defining aspect of Nehru's political journey was his close association with Mahatma Gandhi. The two shared a deep mutual respect and admiration despite their differences in ideology. Nehru was drawn to Gandhi's philosophy of non-violence and civil disobedience, and he became one of Gandhi's most trusted lieutenants. As the struggle for independence intensified in the 30s and 40s, Nehru's role became increasingly pivotal. He was imprisoned several times by the British, spending a total of 9 years behind bars. But these experiences only strengthened his resolve. He used his time in prison to pen some of his most influential works, including The Discovery of India, which reflected his deep love for his country and its rich heritage. Throughout these turbulent times, Nehru remained an unwavering advocate for secularism and democracy. He envisioned an independent India where all religions, cultures, and communities could coexist peacefully. In the lead up to independence, Nehru played a significant role in negotiating the terms of India's freedom with the British. His speech on the eve of India's independence, aptly titled "Tryst with Destiny," is still considered one of the greatest speeches of the 20th century. In it, Nehru spoke of the dreams and aspirations of a new nation, promising to wipe away the tears from every eye and build an India that was free from poverty, ignorance, and disease. It was a promise that resonated with millions of Indians who saw in him a leader who could guide them towards a brighter future. The fight for independence was a long and arduous one, but Nehru remained steadfast, a beacon of hope for a nation yearning for freedom. His vision, courage, and unwavering commitment to his ideals played a crucial role in shaping India's journey towards independence. And as we'll see in the next scene, his role didn't end with the attainment of freedom, but extended into the crucial early years of India's existence as a sovereign nation. Upon India's independence in 1947, Nehru was appointed as the first Prime Minister of the country. He took on the role with a vision for a modern India, a vision that was to be achieved through his policies and initiatives during his long tenure of 17 years. Nehru's policies as Prime Minister were rooted in his belief in democratic socialism. He sought to strike a balance between the public and private sectors, aiming to create a mixed economy where both could coexist and thrive. This led to the establishment of major public institutions and industries, laying the groundwork for India's industrial development. He also focused on education, understanding that a well-educated populace was crucial for the progress of the nation. He advocated for free and compulsory primary education and strove to expand higher education opportunities. His vision led to the establishment of several universities and institutes of technology across the country. Moreover, he was the architect of India's 5-year plans, a series of nationwide developmental projects aimed at boosting India's economy and improving the standard of living for its citizens. The first of these plans, launched in 1951, focused on agriculture, aiming to increase productivity and alleviate food shortages. Nehru's vision for India was not confined to its borders. As the leader of a newly independent nation, he knew that India's place in the world was just as important. He was instrumental in shaping the country's foreign policy, advocating for peaceful coexistence and non-interference in the affairs of other nations. His policy of Panchsheel, or the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, became the foundation of India's approach to international relations. Nehru was also one of the founding figures of the Non-Aligned Movement, an international organization of states considering themselves not formally aligned with or against any major power bloc. He believed that for a country like India, non-alignment was the best way to maintain sovereignty and independence in decision-making on the international stage. Despite these many achievements, Nehru's tenure was not without its challenges. He faced numerous obstacles, from managing the diverse and complex social fabric of India to addressing economic disparities and dealing with international pressures. But throughout these challenges, Nehru remained steadfast in his commitment to the principles that he held dear. He was a staunch advocate for the secularism, believing in the equal treatment of all religions. He saw secularism not as the rejection of religion, but as the affirmation of religious freedom. His efforts to maintain a secular state in the face of communal tensions are a testament to his commitment to these principles. Despite the challenges and pressures of leading a newly independent nation, Nehru's commitment to democracy and secularism remained unflinching. His vision for a modern India, his policies, and his role in establishing major institutions have had a lasting impact on the country, shaping it into the nation it is today. Nehru passed away on May 27, 1964, but his legacy continues to shape India. The story of modern India is, in many ways, the story of Nehru's vision. As India's first Prime Minister, Nehru was instrumental in laying the foundation for a democratic, secular, and socially progressive India. His focus on education, industry, and foreign policy has left an indelible mark on the nation. Education was one of Nehru's primary areas of focus. He believed that a well-educated population was essential for the growth and development of a nation. To this end, he championed the establishment of premier institutions like the Indian Institutes of Technology and the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. These institutions have since become the cornerstone of India's intellectual prowess and have produced leaders in various fields, both within India and globally. On the industrial front, Nehru's policies led to the establishment of various public sector units that continue to play a significant role in India's economy. His vision of a mixed economy, balancing the needs of both private and public sectors, set the tone for India's economic development in the post-independence era. In terms of foreign policy, Nehru's doctrine of non-alignment shaped India's position in the international arena. This policy allowed India to maintain its sovereignty and independence of action during the Cold War, navigating the choppy waters of international politics. However, Nehru's leadership was not without its critics. Some argue that his socialist economic policies hindered India's economic growth. Others contend that his handling of the Kashmir issue and his approach towards China led to long-standing geopolitical challenges. Controversies aside, it's undeniable that Nehru's leadership has had a profound impact on India. His vision and policies have shaped the nation's trajectory in fundamental ways, influencing everything from its educational institutions to its standing on the global stage. Regardless of how one views Nehru, there is no denying that he played a pivotal role in shaping the India we know today. In the words of Nehru himself, the future is not a place we're going, but a place we're creating. This sentiment truly embodies the spirit of Jawaharlal Nehru. A man of great vision, he dedicated his life to serving his country and its people. His journey from a young, ambitious student to the first Prime Minister of India is a story of resilience, determination, and unyielding belief in the power of democracy. Nehru's contributions to Indian society are manifold. He played a pivotal role in India's fight for independence, and as Prime Minister, he laid the groundwork for a modern, secular, and democratic India. His policies and initiatives still have a lasting impact on the nation. His enduring legacy is a testament to his leadership, his vision, and his commitment to his country. Jawaharlal Nehru, the architect of modern India, a statesman, a visionary, and above all, a leader who believed in the power of the people to shape their own destiny.